three of us. You know, I'll let you guess which one has all four of them. Let's talk about plate racing for you, Chase. Hasn't been very kind, has it?
It has not. No, I do not have the answer when it comes to plate racing. It's been a struggle for us. You try to put yourself in a good spot, and unfortunately it hasn't been. So hopefully tonight will be a good turnaround. We'd like it to be, and we'll try again.
I know of a guy who can teach you a thing or two about that.
He does have a couple wins, so that is a good point. I've tried to listen, but there's no helping me some days.
4 Daytona wins on the resume, so can you help him out a little bit and give him some tips?
Well, some of them were pre-restrictor plate racing, so,
right.
But, it's just where you are and what you do. I mean, when we were here in February with the Napa Chevrolet, he was just a target, a big bullseye on the right front because he got hit off turn 4 there one time when Reagan got turned over, and then again when Kyle got hurt going into past the trial. So, in this stuff, you can't dictate where you're at, and it's so much a part of being at the right place at the right time, or being in the wrong place at the right time, depending on where you end up. But Daytona's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it before they paved it. I had a lot of fun, a lot of good races here, a lot of good memories here.
All right, so then the theory tonight is don't have the bullseye on your car, make it to the end, correct?
We'd like to, for sure. It's been, we've had a lot of people from Napa here today. Got a cool paint scheme with the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. Every $25 spent in the Napa store is $1 earned toward that fund. So I recommend you go spend some money at Napa, help us out. But a cool paint scheme, and obviously cool to race on July 4th.
We'll certainly go check that out. Now I got to tell a story on you about him. You told me last November, before he won the championship at Homestead, he was way better talent-wise than you ever were. I told him, he said he didn't believe it. Now you tell him that's the truth.
Oh, absolutely. I think so. I mean, where I was at, I didn't even start racing until I was 18. So, and then by the time I got in my 20s, and I never ran much short tracks early on. So, with where he's at today, especially at the level of most of these kids, and you take Chase and a lot of these other guys in this garage that are coming up, they're 17, 18, 19 years old, the level of experience these guys have today versus what a lot of us had when we started racing, it's a whole different world.
See, and you still don't believe it, do you? Why not?
I don't buy it. I just know better. I know every time we compete at anything, he always wins, so it wouldn't be any different today.
But it's not a bad comparison, though, is it?
Well, it's the age is definitely different when all these guys are racing and being young. Starting out at 17 and 18, doing a lot of short track racing when you're 13 and 14, so that side is different, but I still don't know if I buy it or not.
On that note, is there one thing he does that really impresses you, or a moment you remember where you said, wow, he's got it?
Well, I think going back to Texas last year when things were really rolling well and ended up with the first Xfinity win or nationwide win at that time. But, all this stuff is an evolution. You got to take a race at a time and understand it. A lot of things changed over the winter. There's a lot of things different within this race team. And sometimes you got to kind of build back. The competition definitely has caught up, and I think that's a revolving door, race in and race out, where competition goes and how it goes. And that's the things you kind of got to work through and understand as you continue through your career in this business.
You can imagine for Chase Elliott, Rick, that's not a bad guy to call, is it? When you need a little advice, you can call your Hall of Fame father.
Well, and I love the respect.